Good afternoon, everyone. So we'll be adding an extra 5 minutes for others to join before we start.
Rahila, I think we can start.
Yes, we can start. It's already 5:10.
Yeah, please, let's start. We can't keep pros and all the others are taking time to join. Others will catch up.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining another session of our monthly webinar. So for today's webinar, I will be introducing Professor Beatrice. She's our guest speaker for today. So permit me to read Professor Beatrice's citation. And it's also an honor to be actually reading Professor Beatrice's citation because Professor Beatrice is actually a professor of public health nutrition at Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria. And she's also the pioneer and also the head of Department of Human Nutrition and Dietetics, the Faculty of Basic Medical Science, College of Health Sciences at also Obafemi Awolowo University, Osun State. And she's also a graduate of the same university. She graduated in 1994 with a BSc in Home Economics, specialty in foods and nutrition. She also graduated with a first class honor. And she started her career as a graduate assistant in 1995. And she was promoted to the rank of professor in 2014. So Professor Beatrice has 30 years of experience as a university lecturer, and she has also done her master's in human nutrition in 1998 and a PhD in 2007. And she also became a registered dietitian in 2002. So Professor Beatrice's interest is particularly in nutritional health of mothers and children, recognizing the critical importance of the first 1,000 days of life. And she has also contributed to maternal, infant, and young child nutrition through her NGO, the manuscript, that was founded in 2016. And she has also trained about 600 mothers, 300 community health workers, and also 500 students. Her foundation also has an online presence on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn also. And she's also a convener of the Nigerian Breastfeeding Assembly. And she's also a founder of Abadana Mentoring Hub, and which is a hub that actually helps people, is a support system for academic, career, and also business owners. And she has also authored 3 books. First, the Dictionary of the Nutrition and Breastfeeding. And she also have writes a lot on Punch newspaper on issues on nutrition. And she's also an executive producer of drama for behavioral change communication on breastfeeding, entitled Formulayan Taku Tabu, which was sponsored by Nestle Foundation. And also, Professor Beatrice is an experienced public speaker, and she has shared her experiences on nutrition and public health at different conferences and workshops. And she has also been awarded both the national and international awards. And she has also been awarded the Nestle Nutrition Institute African Scientific Award for Nutrition in Community in the year 2017. And she's also a member of different professional bodies, the African Graduate Network, the Federation of African Nutrition Societies, and the Nutrition Society of Nigeria. So Professor Beatrice is one of us. And she also serves as our editor-in-chief of the Nigerian Journal of Nutrition Scientists. And Professor Beatrice is happily married to Professor Olusegun Ogumba, and she's blessed with 3 children. And so it's an honor to actually welcome you to our monthly webinar. So she'll be our guest speaker for today. So permit me to welcome Professor Beatrice. Good afternoon, Ma. Thank you for joining us, Ma.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for the invite. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma. Ma, the floor is yours, Ma.
Okay. Thank you so much for the invite. I want to thank the Nutrition Society of Nigeria for this opportunity and also the organizing committee of the webinar to be here today. Can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, ma, we can. I can from my own end.
Oh,
yes, ma, your screen is on.
my screen is on.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
I can see it from here.
okay, thank you so much. I want to put it on the, okay, now we have it on the sharing mode. Thank you again for having me this evening. I want to thank everybody and everybody on the call, especially publishing for global influence. So the learning objective for this workshop is that at the end of it, you'll be able to identify reputable and index journals, be able to differentiate and social groups. You'll be able to apply AI and digital tools ethically after this workshop. And also, we learn how to build productive international collaborations and improve research visibility and citation. That's why we're here tonight. And I believe at the end of this workshop, every of these objectives will be achieved. We're talking about research. What is research? All of us, or most of us on this call, we are researchers. And we understand that research is a systematic, objective, and scientific process of investigating a problem. In this case, this problem are nutritional problems because most of us are nutritionists. And what do you want to do with your research? To generate new knowledge, to verify existing knowledge, and also to solve practical problems. So a research that is not solving a problem cannot be considered a research with impact. Most of the time, excellent research that is never found, read, or cited cannot influence policy because the policy, people in policy cannot reach it. They cannot access it. It cannot influence practice. Nutritionists cannot pick it up, take your methodology, take your research problem solutions, apply it in their own environment before the problem is solved. Funding decisions. Who want to fund what is not known? So most of the time, if you cannot cite a research, you cannot read it. It can never influence policy. For us as nutritionists and dietitians, evidence is very important. Very important. It must reach nutritionists. Nutritionists must be able to pick your research, use your methodology to solve practical problems in communities, and also the dietitians, the clinicians should be able to pick your research and use it to solve practical problems in the hospital. Policy has much research. So visibility is very important. For us, as research cannot see where it is. 50% of published papers are estimated to be read only by their authors, reviewers, and editors. 50%. Telling us that for all our research is only half is citation rate typically seen for articles shared through open access and social channels. Only 3 out of our 10. They are not cited most of the time. And when it comes to African author health research and its dissemination, we hardly see them. We don't know where they are, and they cannot influence policy. they cannot solve problems. So when it comes to visibility to impact, we must do rigorous research. It is only rigorous research that will come with solutions to community problems, to national problems, and even global. We cannot just afford to do any type of research. And there must be strategic choice. Where do I want to publish my manuscript? Wherever I want to publish it, it must be discoverable. People must be able to see it. It must be an in-depth journal where people can access it, read it, download it, cite it, and it will influence policy and practice. So visibility matters. It matters now. Sorry, I'm not be able to move my slide. Sorry, let me try and see what is happening. Okay. So when it comes to research, your visibility contributes to what? Greater scientific impacts. Greater scientific impact, impacting knowledge, impacting practice, impacting policies. Your citation must increase. I'm sure some of us that are online, some of us that publish articles, you receive on your email, your article have just been cited. And you will see the name of the person that did the citation. So you are increasing your possibility. You increase your citation, and it will also influence policy. And when it comes to grants, when you are visible, people know what you have done. They are comfortable that, yes, when we give a grant to you, you'll be able to manage it to solve a problem. And also for institution, institution. And that is why most of the time your institution will always advise that you use your institutional emails when you're putting your email on the article you're submitting. Sometimes I've seen different types of emailers, an editor, and I'll ask the person, please, can you use this email? Because the email is not saying anything about you. If you check my email is my full name. So anybody can just pick that, Google it, search for it, know what I've done. And it gives reputation to my institution. Usually I use my email, my institutional email for my articles now because I know better. Then collaboration globally. Visibility gives you that opportunity. So the key message here is that research cannot be found in that cannot be found is unlikely to influence or policy or society. And that is why when you are submitting an article, I always ask, what is which problem are you trying to solve? Without that, you may not be able to influence policy. And when it comes to publication, publishing our articles and manuscripts, the landscape has changed a lot. Data publishing has diversified beyond our traditional subscription model. Before, all you need to do is submit your article. When it is accepted, you pay for it. But this time around, so many things have happened when it comes to the landscape of publishing. But as a researcher, you must understand the main route that you need that fits into your goal, your budget, and audience. Who are your audience? Who are you publishing for? Is that journal able to address that audience? Sometimes I've submitted articles and the editor will say, this is not for our audience. because I didn't do due diligence to search about that journal. My budget, what is your budget? Some journal you pay as much as £200, $300. What is your budget? And what is your goal for publication? Is it for promotion? Is it to influence policy? Is it to solve a particular problem? You must know. We have 4 that I'll be looking at here. We have subscription toll access. For that, reader or institution pay for access. You pay as an author. That's an author fee. And it's reach limited, it is reach then paywalls. And that is when for this article, when you click it, will say pay for this article, $39, $40. Or they access through your institution. For some institutions, they are paid for that access. So that's the subscription tool access. For the golden open access, it's freely available on publication as soon as it's out. You can download, authors or institution pays and access processing charge for that. For the green open access, it's published version stay subscription based. For some of them, they are restricted for some time before you can have them for free. Authors save archives and accepted manuscript in a repository. For you as an author under the green open access, after it has been published, it will give you a space of time where you can deposit it in a repository. It can be your university repository. For most universities, we have that. Then the other one is hybrid and transformative. Subscription journal offering an optional OA fee per article, often via institutional deals. In some institutions, they have subscription. Some institutions, there's like fee over a particular time, or you still pay for a particular manuscript. Look, them offer greatest visibility. For each of them, the one that offer greatest visibility, the excellent visibility, is the gold open access. As soon as the editor published that article, it is visible to everybody. Anybody that can see it, anybody that need access can have it. It is free. Nobody is putting a key or a lock on it. For the hybrid open access, availability, if your article is published as some articles are open access, some are not. Open access, everybody can access it. Or some people will still have to go through your institution. Yes, even you have to go through your institution to access that. So that is not always visible because it's like it's under lock. Transformative, excellent visibility where your article is published, open access as well, often without a personal APC if your institution has an agreement. Green open access, good visibility, but delayed by embargoes and typically limited to the accepted manuscript rather than the final published version. Sometimes some editor put like a whole year because before it can be downloaded by any other person. So your best option for visibility is the gold open access. And I have some of our journals here that are good open access. Nutrition Journal, PMC Nutrition, Current Development in Nutrition, and our own journal, Journal of Nutritional Sciences. We are called open access journals. For the hybrid, you can see the Journal of Nutrition, European Journal of Clinical Nutrition, British Journal of Nutrition. For the transformative, British Journal of Nutrition 2, Public Health Nutrition. Green open access, you can have the Journal of Nutrition. Examples, these are not all actually, that you can have for nutrition and dietetics. So choosing the right journal for your work is very, very important. very. Sometimes we receive article that is outside of our scope. We don't publish such article. Yes, we are nutrition journal, but we don't publish such article. So you must know the scope in which you want to submit your article. Does the journal regularly publish work in your subfeed? Even in nutrition, let's give an example. Some journals are specific for an aspect of nutrition. For example, maternal and child journal, nutrition journal. Anything for mother and child, that is what they publish. Early child development. What they publish in an article in adolescent nutrition or in geriatrics or diet review, it's rejected. So you must know your scope, the scope of the journal. Indexing, is it listed for visibility? Because we're talking about visibility. Is it listed in PubMed, Medline, Scopus, Web of Science, DOAJ? You have to find out, because those are the things that will give you visibility. Most of this indexing body take your manuscript after publication and put it there. So for us in NGNS, for example, when we publish an article, send it to Scopus, and Scopus make it visible. Do they have editorial board? Or they are just a journal without a face? Can you identify editors? Are they credentialed? Journal with journal fees. Sometimes you don't even know how much they're charging. It's like they hide it. Do they have the realistic review? Submit today and we publish next week. That's not realistic, because a good manuscript will go through peer review. And peer review takes weeks, sometimes months. Do they have justified costs? How much are they charging? Exorbitant charges, and they are not even indexed. What's the audience for your manuscript? For my manuscript, who are those that need it? Policymakers need it. Can this journal provide that audience? Will my reader have that? So what do? You go online, check the directory of open access journal and see. Bet the journal against transparency criteria. Are they transparent? Also think, check, and submit. It's a step-by-step checklist for evaluating journal trustworthiness. Check the name of the journal. Look at Gen 2. Suggest suitable journal based on your abstract. Put your abstract into that, and it will show you, no, this is best for Nigerian Journal of Nutrition, or this is best for maternal and child. This is best for geriatrics. This is best for current development in nutrition. It will suggest that for you. Then, PubMed Scopus source list also confirm active indexing status directly at the source. It will give you the list. So how do you build a persistent, connected researcher identity? Yes, you know the right journal to use. We're talking about visibility. How do you, as a researcher, make your identity known? Who are you? Very importantly, for any of us today that did not have an OSID ID, you need to get one, as in like yesterday. What will that do? It will link your every submission. Every of your submission, that is what your OSID ID will do. Link it to every submission that you are submitting, every grant that you have. every institution profile that you have, put your OSID, even on your email. Let your OSID as a researcher. I put an example, that's mine actually. I put an example there. That is the kind of identifier that you have. So you need to get one. All you need to do is visit the official website at osid.org and register. OSID ID. It will make you visible. When people are searching, it will bring everything that has to do with you, your publications. What about Google Scholar Profile? The Google Profile Scholar Profile is an auto-track citation and generate your H index. We'll still talk about that later. Then please keep it curated and make duplicate entries. That's an example of also that Google Scholar Profile that you will have. All you need to do is also visit scholar.google.com. Let me go back to that duplicate entries. Up to like 3 or 5 years, I didn't know that I have more than one entry on my research, on my Google Scholar profile. I have different names. Some BAs Beatrice Ogumba, some BA Beatrice Olubukola Ogumba, some BA B Ogumba. And it's the same name, but it's not seen as the same. So you may need to go check your Google Scholar profile. How many names do you have there? And match, please. You need to match duplicate entries. The other one is institutional and ResearchGate profiles. That reinforces affiliation and searchability. People want to know where you are. And that's why I talk about your institutional emails. It's very important. Please, from today, you are submitting any article, it's better that you put your institutional email. Then your bios and publication lists also can be on these platforms. Sometimes when I'm searching author, I go to the institution website, put their names, and it's bringing me their profile. It brings me all the articles. So please visit www.researchgate.net to make sure you have this. So 3 of them: OSID, Google Scholar Profile, and Institutional ResearchGate profiles. Now let's look at the metrics, understanding the impact metrics. Do you want to make impact? You want to contribute to body of knowledge? You want to influence policies? You want to solve problems? What these impact metrics? How do people know what you have done? Your citation counts. That is how a specific paper that you have published is referenced by others. Like I mentioned the other time, if you check your email, you will see who is citing your paper. They will tell you your paper will just be cited. In fact, the name of the title of the paper will come if it's on ResearchGate. It will come, and the name of the person that just cited your manuscript or your research paper. So your citation counts. How many people have actually referenced your articles? That's measuring your impact. H-index. H-index balances author's productivity and citation impact. H-index is like how many articles have you published. That's your productivity. To publish, how much of it has been cited, how many times has it been cited? That is what talking about. The journal impact factor, talking about impact of citation to journal saying articles. That's what the journal impact will talk. The journal impact factor will measure how many articles in this journal are cited. In a journal that people don't know, or maybe the journal is not even online. Some of us publish in journals are not even online. It's just your institutional journal. All we have is just your hard copy. And you did not even do yourself a good to scan it and put it on Google Scholar. It's just there. The only person that read it is you, the editor, and probably a friend. Then online attention, news, policy documents, and social posts. How many of it do you have? all that, then your downloads measure your reader engagement. How many people download? When they download it, you're making impact. They're using it for something. Either they are picking your methodology, picking your solutions to solve problems. So how do you write and structure for impact? Like I said, some articles right there at the desk, it is rejected. It won't even go for peer review. To say that every article when you submit will first be checked at the desk, and after it has passed that, it will now move to review. But some are rejected at desk. What are those things that you need to know? Writing and structuring for impact. Optimize your title. The title is very important for impact. Front load key terms. What are the key? That's why we ask for keywords sometimes when you are writing your manuscript. And usually those keywords always appear on your title. Don't play with words that does not make any reason, so that when people are searching, they don't really see the article. Like most of the time, let me choose one. Okay, let's say you want to say the impact of, sorry, I'm so biased about breastfeeding. The impact of breastfeeding on the nutritional status of children. Listen, the impact of breastfeeding on nutritional status of children. That article D, THE, may not make people to see your manuscript on time. So you better have to remove that word D and just start with the impact. Use appropriate words. Also, write a complete abstract. You know the structure of abstract. For those that were at the, I think it was another NSN workshop with students when they want to submit abstract for NSN conference. I think that was a workshop about how to structure abstract. And very importantly, when you are writing abstract, let it be complete. The objective is very important. Your key findings and the implications. Because some database, that's the only thing that they will archive or they will index, just your abstracts. But if the abstract is not complete, it's not making any sense. Or maybe we have submitted in a journal that did not do proper review. They didn't give you, at the end of the day, make you to write a proper abstract. Your abstract may not be seen by anybody. Choose your precise words. Select 5 to 8 terms that match how your audience. For example, I want to search anything on children or complementary feeding. The very first word that will come is writing on complementary feeding. But you are using, let me look for a word that can replace complementary feeding. Adult meals for children, for example, for children. Use the right terms. I don't use any journal jargon, please. Don't use any journal jargon. Summary. Sometimes the request for 1 to 150, 250, most journals don't ask up to 500 words, between 100 and 250 words. Jargon-free summary, even after your abstract, can be posted on your social media platform about your new article that I've just published. I just published an article on the impact of breastfeeding on stunting in Nigeria, so and so. This is what we find out, and this is the result. What matters for policy? We need to have a policy that supports a longer maternal leave. It's on your LinkedIn. It's on your social media platform. And let people see it. Clinicians will see it. Journalists will see it. Policymakers will see it. And they will grab your finding under a minute than just a 500. Who is ready to read the 500 words? We don't read these days. They just want especially policy makers, they want the briefs. And this piece, post it on your social media platforms. Please, the editor reject manuscript before peer review. I said, peer review. Before peer review, desk rejection. Your manuscript is outside the journal scope. Like I said the other time, I've sent articles to journals before one day. I was given that rejection almost immediately. That is out of our scope. And we also do it in JNS. When people submit articles that is outside our scope, we reject it at desk. We don't do peer review on it. The lack of originality or novelty. I always ask, what is the problem that you're trying to solve? And when we look at it, we run it through AI. It's not original. Or maybe this is the worst of them. Major methodological flaws. Any paper that have methodological issues will be rejected. So that was why I mentioned the other time that you should do rigorous research. Your methodology must be perfect. For us as nutritionists, nutrition is a multidisciplinary discipline. We do so many things in nutrition that are not even our own area. We're not expertise in that area. Let me use an example. You're talking and maybe body mass index of adolescents or body mass index of women. That eating behavior is not in the specialty of nutrition. It's in psychology. They go to the psychologist and ask for the right tool. Who are writing an organization? People write. Paragraphs are not flowing to paragraphs. And you don't even follow journal instructions. When you don't follow journal instruction, our abstract is 250 words. You are bringing 500 words. The size of the total manuscript is 6,000 words. You are bringing 10,000. Of course. Except the editor is patient. And we receive a lot of paper. We just say that we get a desk review. We just tell you go and work on it. And sometimes you may not work on it on time because it may not return on time. That means you're wasting your time. Why waste your time to write 10,000 words when you can just look for the journal instructions and follow their instructions strictly, and you don't get rejected at desk review. Weak rationale or research question. What are the research questions? Sometimes we don't know. Ethical concern. We are nutritionists and dietitians. When you conduct any research in nutrition, there must be ethical clearance. Sometimes you don't see ethical clearance. I can't publish article without ethical clearance. What's statistical analysis? You're supposed to use regression. You are using percentage and frequency. In fact, sometimes some people use only frequency and percentage alone, and you still want that article to be published? No. What about differential statistics? What is your conclusion? Your conclusion is not supported by data. You're concluding outside your result. And when the article did not have potential for our readers, sometimes we receive articles that are close to food science and technology. I always tell them, this is a nutrition journal. What is that for us as nutritionists? I always return it. And sometimes some of them will bring it back with good potential for nutrition readers that will make impact. So these are those things that must be noted when you are submitting your manuscript. Increasing citation metrics. What do you do that? How do you do that? Publish quality research. How I'm talking to nutritionists and dietitians. Enough of knowledge, attitude, and practice of mothers. So once I know their knowledge, I know their attitude, I know their practice, so what? There's no research problems. So you must publish quality research. Select index journal, not just any journal that we just say, okay, I'll submit today. are published tomorrow. No, your articles will not be visible. Use searchable titles that people can easily search. How do you do that? Keywords. They must be on your title. Write informative abstract. Let that abstract give information in your manuscript. Sometimes people just write the methodology so much and just give us 3 lines of results. That abstract is not informative. And use appropriate keywords. And those keywords, let them be on your title. And please, if you want to be noticed, you want to make impact, you want to be visible, you have to publish consistently. For some of us that are academic, that are in the academics, there is this saying, publish or perish. In fact, this one is be visible or perish. So you must publish, you must be visible, or you perish. How? You publish consistently. I always advise you are in academics, at least every year, publish 3 articles. You're making impact. How do you increase your visibility? Create an OSIT profile. I'll drop this slide. As many people that will need it on how to go about. You see in the slide, you see how to go about to create your profile. Maintain Google Scholar profile. Deposit articles in repositories. Your institution have repositories. Go to the library of your institution. Ask them, how do I put my articles in my institution repository? They will tell you. They share you preprints when appropriate, because some journals may not allow you to publish the preprints. But if they allow, there's no ethical issue with that. Then share it. Go to conferences. NSN is next year. It's in a couple of weeks. Present at conferences. Don't be afraid to present. Let people know what you have done. If you are not accepted for oral, you can be accepted for poster. Do any of them. I always say, go for conferences every year. Present something. Like you remember, I said publish 3 every year. At least 1 out of it, go to a conference and present it. And share your publication on LinkedIn. As a researcher, you don't have a LinkedIn page, please go and open one and start putting something about yourself on LinkedIn. Yes, we are here. AI and digital tools. AI have come to stay with us. It has come to stay. But we must apply AI ethically. Somebody was still sharing with me this afternoon a master's project with 90% AI. Eternity. Everybody uses AI. That's just the truth, including this person that is presenting. All of us, we use AI, but we must use it ethically. Yes, ask AI for things, but sit down and read. For literature, for summarizing, there are different tools that we can use. It helps us with scoping reviews, scoping searches, but please verify every source. Test yourself. Don't just, sometimes I ask students to submit assignments. They just go to AI, ChatGPT. They will not touch anything. Bam, they just submit. That's not how to use AI ethically. You must edit. You must even read and write for clarity. Look for grammar. Rephrase. And please don't use AI to generate findings, data, or interpretation. Don't use AI to interpret your data for you. Yes, AI can help you with literature review, can help you with summary. Sit down. Don't bring your findings. That is why I said rigorous research. Research is rigorous. It's not for the lazy. Generate your findings. Generate your data. Sit down and interpret your data yourself. And reference management, there's so many tools for reference management. use them, but please still check citation accuracy. And even citation accuracy, there are different types of citation. Some, it is API. I think the common one is API. What is the format that the format is requesting? You follow their format. Please, even most journal now we ask you to disclose AI use. Please disclose your AI use. Then never let AI fabricate citation, because sometimes it can be wrong. Authors that doesn't exist, AI can give you. And please, every source must be verified. Because everything that you have on that manuscript, you are accountable for it. Every statement, you are accountable for it. Then please never upload unpublished data or participant information to public AI tools, especially those of us in dietetics. Participant information, please don't put it on AI tools. And AI tools cannot be listed as an author. No, cannot this ChatGPT, cannot reference ChatGPT. Please use AI ethically. All these digital tools, they are there for us. Consensus AI for researchers that can help you with literature search, Zotero, all that. Please, let's use them. Digital tool for researchers. For literature search, you can use PubMed, can use Scopus, Google Scholar, reference management, can use Zotero, Mendeley, EndNotes. Please, regime checker. Please check yourself before they catch you. You can use Authenticate, you can use Turnitin. For writing support, you can use Grammarly, you can use Paperpar. Please, all these are available, but let's use them ethically. They cannot replace you when it comes to interpretation of your data, especially. For open access route and repository, I mentioned this the other time. Check your publisher self-archiving policy before you deposit your article in your repository, because some of them have policies against when you can, especially the timeline, when you can deposit your review. Then your institutional repository, please, most universities have one. That's why I said go to your librarian and ask. Most of these repositories are indexed in Google Scholar. Please ask your librarian for that. Then add a subject repository. You know, PubMed is usually for anything that has to do with health. So you can also look at that. Hajo, African Journal Online. So you must look at that. Some of them are discipline specific. Please check them out before you drop your article. They register with a persistent link, and always share that link anytime you have the opportunity online, even when your emails, share that. I never share a PDF alone, so download and views attract. Because if you just share your PDF alone, it may not really show where people are downloading your articles. Leveraging network and social platforms. We are all researchers. We cannot continue to work in silos. So we have academic networks that can show our visibility. ResearchGate and Academic Edu is a very good one. LinkedIn, like I mentioned, you don't have a LinkedIn as a researcher, go and do one today before, or maybe you should start doing it right here now. LinkedIn is very, very important. LinkedIn, some of us have WhatsApp, Telegram groups that we can meet networks, people. LinkedIn will open you up to people, they know what you're doing with your post and all that. There are public and social media, Twitter. Summarize the key findings about your recent work. Give a short video, give a short infographics, conference hashtag that you just attended. I just attended your institution too. You have channels. University, you can take your news to the university press, their newsletter, departmental seminar, present, CPD session, attend, alumni professional and association bulletin. Put in what you have done and let people see what you can leverage all this network and your social platform for visibility. Publishing in index and reputable journals. Like I mentioned the other time, you can search them in PubMed, Scopus, Web of Science, Embase, DOAJ. You can search that. What's the benefit of these reputable journals in these platforms? Greater discoverability. People will see your work on time. Higher credibility. They know anything published by Scopus has credibility. Increase citation, of course, when it is visible, when it's discoverable, it will increase your citation. And people, so many people will read your manuscript. Recognizing and avoiding predatory publishers. How do you know them? By their you know them by their ways. Okay. Unsolicited email. I'm sure so many of us have received this. Email that is not solicited for you. As the editor is asking you to publish your journal and it will your articles published. Run. Fabricated editorial, but you Google the name, you cannot even see the person. No verifiable affiliation, no address. They will not disclose their fee until they have accepted your article. And general claims and impact factors have said, run. Legitimate journal really recruit authors by cold emails. No, they don't. Have you ever received anything from NGNS? No. Genuine peer review takes weeks to months. I'm sure some of us are on our neck now, asking about your review. It's not about 2 weeks. Board members are named. You can see it on the journal website. You see the board members. APC are published clearly on journal websites. You go to the journal websites of NGNS, you'll see. Indexing claims are verifiable on the source database. It is clear. So when you see all these warning signs, what did I say? Run. Because you just be there. It will not be visible. Then also, I'm sure some of us have seen this kind of thing, especially for our promotions. You see, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 journals. What does that mean? These quartiles are commonly assigned using databases such as Scopus, Q1 journals, highest impact and visibility. Most of your institutions will want you to publish there, but man, they're quite expensive. Let me mention that. They receive more citation, usually have rigorous review, and lower acceptance rates. Lower acceptance rate. So if you're just starting as a researcher, I won't ask you, except you're sure what you are writing. You have a good mentor that have read it. Don't start with a Q1 journal because they are low. Acceptance rate is very low. Then highly regarded for promotion funding and international recognition. But it is possible. You can. You can. Because they have more citation and the impact is very good. But the Q2. How about the Q3? Q3 also good, but moderate impact. Suitable for specialized or regional research. African research journal often have higher acceptance rate than Q1 and Q2. For those 1 year, start with Q3, 4. Lower citation impact may publish, but this Q4, they may still publish quality work, especially in niche or emerging fields. They still publish quality work, but often serve regional or specialized audience. If you look at the Q1, they are the top 25 of journal. In this case, maybe in nutrition, for example, the top 21. If, for example, if you have 200 journals in nutrition, top 25, and Q1, the follow 25 in Q2, third quartile, 50 to 75, fourth quartile at the bottom. So that's the meaning in case you see this Q1, Q2, Q3, what does it mean? So how do you now build international collaborations? Like I mentioned, I'll still go back. Do good research. but you'll be more visible with good research and international collaboration. What will that do to you? It will give you better research quality. Sometimes then just your international collaboration can share expertise with you. Things we cannot do easily here, they can do it there for you. Then you can have larger data set. You collect data in Nigeria, they collect data in UK, they collect data in America. You have larger data sets that give you credible data you can make inferences from. And it also increases citation with international collaborations and global recognition. That is what building international collaboration will do for you. So where do you see this collaboration? International conference. So just don't say, yes, she said we should attend conference. Nutrition Society alone. No. You have to start attending international conference. ANEC is there. FANUS is there. You say, where will I get the money? Write the research. Some university have support for early researchers to attend conferences because they want visibility for their institution, because they know you represent them where they go. Your professional society, like I said, Nutrition Society, make sure you are there. Research gates. When you put your research there, people look at what you have read, they contact you. So many people have contacted me on my research gate before. Please, can you share your full article with us? Can we discuss? LinkedIn, like I said, LinkedIn is professional platform. Please have one. They use university partnerships. So university a partnership outside their institution. Find out and see how you can collaborate with professionals outside the country. WHO collaborating centers too. International research consortia. Please, all these things, and you know things are easier now. I just Google. That's all you need to do. Google and find out collaborations. I remember a particular lady, she was one of our students at the national conference. She met a researcher in the US. And you know, this student is so free. That's why you need to network. She's so free with people. She was just discussing her research and her work. And the researcher took interest in her. And today she has a PhD in the US. Because she attended the international conference. And she did not close her mouth. Be visible. Talk about yourself. It's not pride to talk about yourself. It's not pride to talk about what you're doing. Let people know what you're doing. Somebody might just pick interest in it, and it will make you more visible. Collaboration for a global voice. How do you do that? Co-author across borders. So many of your friends are Japa. Some of them are in UK. They are in the US. They are in Ghana. They are in Morovia. Collaborate with them. Write research paper with them. It will give global visibility. Contribute to regional networks. So many networks in your region. Google it. Region, African region, nutrition and dietetics. Global conversation. It will bring it out for you. They start contributing that. Look, notice, this guy that is always contributing in Nigeria. Can we talk? Can we collaborate? Then please mentor and be mentored. Some of us are younger career fellows. Submit yourself to mentoring. And those of us that are up there, professors, readers, mentor somebody. Peer early career and senior careers together. Build sustainable publishing capacity across institutions. Just leave the early career to themselves. Thank God for me when I was growing up as an early career, I was not left by myself. I have 2 professors that took interest in me and mentored me. Until maybe like 2011 or 2012, I have to really look out for a mentor myself. Somebody might not talk to you about you can actually walk up to somebody that you love, appreciate their work, that can impact you. Approach them for mentoring. Some of them will gladly oblige, and they will pick you up and mentor you. Please submit yourself to mentoring, and those of us that are hope that please let's mentor the young ones. Now let's mentor lines. We are visible. Yes, we are upcoming. No doubt about that. You can see where we are. We are on Scopus. Open access. People can see our work on Google Scholar. People can see our work on Scopus. We are available. We have international online availability. So our queue is still full. Let me stress that. This is our own journal. The quality of article you submit and will publish. We move our journal from Q4 to Q3. If you keep submitting articles that will not make impact, articles that will not solve problems, articles that cannot affect practice. And that was why I said, enough of knowledge, attitude, and practice. Look at the current problem that we have in our nation. Our study rate is 40%. Anemia in Nigeria is 1 in 2. Look at that, those problems, and bring solutions to them that can inform policies, that can influence practice. Bring it to NGNS. Bring Scopus review. Not just review of anemia in under 5 children. No data, nothing. Before you know it, our journal will move. But let me say you, the fact that we are in Q4 is not saying that we are not visible. We are visible internationally. When I check it, we are on Scopus since 2019. We are on Scopus. And we are doing fine. But we want to do more. We have to give us quality manuscripts. Now I give the assignment for today. I've talked about visibility. I've talked about impact. I've talked about how to structure your manuscript. I've talked about how to pick the journal that in which you want to publish your article. What are your plans? You need to put a 90-day visibility action plan. Like I mentioned the other time, register or update your OSID ID. Go and clean your Google Scholar profile. You alone, 3 names like I had some time ago. Sort them, all of them together. Audit one target journal using think, check, and submit. I know you have finally writing an article. Cite that journal. Look at their scope. Look at the audience. Then you position yourself by drafting a plain language summary for a recent paper that you have just published. Maybe you just published one with us. Why not do a quick summary and put it on your LinkedIn profile platform? Then deposit an accepted manuscript in a repository. Like I said, visit your library. We tell you what to do. Whatever region or global network to join. Don't be a local champion. Look for one. Like I said, things are easy. Just Google. Then you amplify, share findings on your social media platform, on your professional channels. Reach out to potential authors outside your institution. You know some of them. You will still meet some of them at this forthcoming conference. Walk up to them. Like somebody asked me, I think we were in a meeting in university, and she said, I heard you are in pediatrics. I said, yes. And she started asking me about pediatrics. She's in pediatrics. I said, okay, fine. When you get to the conference, don't go and eat alone. Don't go to Lagos for sightseeing. Reach out to somebody. Reach out to a potential co-author outside your institution. You know somebody that is in dietetics like you. Up to them, ma, I know, or sir, you are in dietetics. This is my interest. Can we work together? Or can you mentor me? The track citation, not what worked. What are those areas that people download in the type of work that are publishing? They publish more in that area. On this note, I want to say thank you. And please keep building your visibility. Thank you so much, very much, for the invite, the committee for this workshop. It is time for question and discussion. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, thank you so much, Prof. We're very grateful. You always have very tight schedule, reviewing articles, sending back articles to authors that leads to give 1 or 2 touches, and you found time to get all this. I learned a lot. Personally, I learned a lot today. I've been following the years because I felt today should be a day for us to learn a lot about our own journal, because many people don't really know that nutrition journal is actually a Q4 journal. A lot of them think it's like in Zaria, we used to call it AB Zaria, we will say Samaru journal. Samaru is a community close to the campus. So if we want to talk about a journal that is not the standard journal, we'll just say Samaru journal. That's like the community journal. So many people believe the journals we have in Nigeria are community journals, not indexed, not known anywhere. But our own journal as nutritionists, as professionals, is actually a Q4 journal. And I believe today a lot of us have learned a lot about it, and we'll start publishing more with the journal to increase our own international visibility. Because local visibility is not enough, like you said, bro. International visibility is what is important, much more important, because that's where we get the resources to solve our local problems.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prof, for taking the time. And the floor is open for questions. For those that have questions, I have mine, so I will not want to be greedy and selfish with questions. So I'll wait. Let others ask their questions, then I'll ask mine. Please, the floor is open for questions.
Thank you.
I think Ananchi Song is raising up her hand. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you so much, my prof. I so much enjoyed your enlightenment. This is serious enlightenment, because you have impacted on me seriously. Thank you so much, prof. My question is this. There are some kind of, I don't know how to call them. Normally, I call them unidentified journals, I know, in my own terms, ma. And you find out that these journals even advertise you, how do I say it? They bring you to visibility more than some of these Scopus journals, or more established journals. What do you have to say about that, Prof?
Thank you very much for your question. For these journals, you are saying they bring you to visibility more than the Scopus journal. Where are they indexed?
Okay.
It's not Scopus alone. Yeah, it's not Scopus alone. That you can, some of them are in PubMed, some of them are in Medline. They might not just be Scopus alone. So you need to find out where they are indexed. So when they are indexed in the right place, of course, they will bring you visibility.
But Prof, please, thank you so much. Even when you have such people who are highly connected to some of these PubMeds and all that, when we come to the institution, by the grace of God, I'm a lecturer in micropath. When we come to the institution, they will mark it down and say it's an online journal. They will give you 2 marks. Whereas they are well connected when it comes to visibility and registration with all these PubMeds and, you understand what I mean now?
Yes. What I would suggest in that situation, if you have that kind of article in that kind of journal that you are sure they are visible, download their profile. look for the editor-in-chief, the editorial board, attach it to your paper. But if you cannot see editorial board, you cannot see the address of the editor-in-chief, of course, your institution will query that. But if you can get the profile of the editor, get the editorial team attached to that paper, they will verify it online themselves. And that is reason why most of the time, we not publish online. And that is why we always make the editorial board page available for every author that publish with us. In case any school want to query that, they can see the editor profile and the editorial board. And they can verify that online. But if there's nothing for them to verify, of course, they will query it. And I also want to stress credibility. I published with a journal before, and I think I submitted like a week. I did not do a due diligence concerning that journal. And in like 1 week, my paper was out. No review. For me as an author, it doesn't give me credibility. Because even after publishing, I can see a lot of errors in that document. Up to now, I did not put that article in my paper, in my CV. I did not. Because it's not giving me credibility. 1 week publication, nothing is reviewed, so many errors, and it's an African journal. So please, for your own credibility too, publish in a good place. We have credibility as authors. We want to be sure, like I said, everything on your article is about you. You should be able to defend it. But for that, I just dropped it. Thank you very much. I hope I've answered your question. That's Madam Chizo.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, do you have any more questions so that you can ask Prof. Beatrice, please?
If no one has question, I have lots of questions.
Okay, please go ahead.
Because it is a very rare opportunity to at least interact with an editor-in-chief of a journal that is a Q4 journal.
Okay.
Now, for us that want to build our international outlook, I want to add something to what Madam Chisom actually asked. What Madam Chisom was referring to, Prof, you've actually shed more light on it.
Okay.
Some institutions will still mark down, say, New England Journal of Medicine, say somebody published there, and you add it to your CV for promotion. Some institution, the member of the promotion appointment and promotion committee may look at that journal and they haven't published here, they are not aware of that journal, they don't even know the weight of that journal, and they'll still mark it down. That should not deter us from publishing in such journals if we, like Prof said, know that these journals are international journals. They are well indexed in all the Thomas Reuters journals, Scopus Index. They are there where they should be. They have all the indexing they should have. We should have, at least for us, some of my professors will tell us that, okay, you should have 2 CVs. The CV for your promotion in Nigeria, where those professors who may look at all those international, very high impact journals and tell you they don't know it, I remove it for you. Have a CV that will not include those ones. Then you have the CV that is for international journal, international outlook, where people that have done work will really see it and they will appreciate what you have, the contribution you have made to the body of knowledge. So if you are in such situation, your promotion, you can remove those journals you feel they are going to mark you down, you remove it and put the one that is acceptable. They usually have a list of journals that is acceptable to them. You make sure you give them that journal that is acceptable to them. Now my question, Prof.
Sorry, let me make a comment on that. For my university, we have a journal verification committee. And it's also attached to the library. You can go to your librarian and make a case for that journal. So that you just don't remove so many articles, and at the end of the day, your promotion is delayed. The librarians know the journals. Go to the library, get a verification for that journal, and push it probably to another professor that may be in that panel to make a case for the journal, so that you just don't waste your paper.
Prof, can I tell you what happened?
Okay.
You know, in my institution, there's something that I think that public service rule affects most universities in Nigeria, because I don't think it's an individual university thing.
Okay.
You know, it stated that online journals 2 marks, institutional journals 3 marks, then society journals 4 marks, and then Q1 something like that.
Okay. I think
5
I've seen
marks.
that. Yes.
So that is where the problem comes from. And when you see that it's already enshrined on the public service, you don't go fighting it, ma.
No. I think I now understand where you are coming from. In that case, that's why you must choose where to publish your article. So for institutional journal, it's just 3 marks. Yes, I think I used it for an assessment recently. For society journal, I think it's 4 marks. Then you should look for society journals where to publish instead of just any journal. And that's why I said you must find a reason why you want to publish in a particular journal. Will your audience be able to read? Did the audience fit your manuscript? Your budget, does it fit your budget? And also the reason behind that publication, solve a problem. Are you going to solve problem? And another reason is promotion. Without having you good mark in your promotion. So you have to make those decisions before you put your articles in any journal. Thank you, ma.
Thank you, ma.
Yes, ma. Your next question.
Yes, ma. Thank you. Yes, Prof. Okay. Now, Prof, for many people, publication is something that people immediately send it, just like you said. Some will even want their their paper to come out the following day, if it is possible. You know, for our journal, the nutrition journal, how long does it take from receive, at least a range? I know it varies for different people depending on what you have sent forth. If what you have sent forth includes maybe 90% review, that means it's going to take longer. So what's the average length from submission to gallery copy, or maybe preprint, or something that the person can work with?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. The quality of the manuscript determines the length of the review. We have 4 levels of review. The very first one is the desk. We check if it's in our scope. If it's in our scope, we ask you to follow our guidelines if you have not followed it. But if you have done a good research, you have followed the guidelines, immediately we receive your article, we ask you to pay the review fee. Then your paper will go for reviews. The second level of review. That is where it is long, depending on the reviewer that is available at that time. For NGNS, we don't have plenty of reviewers. And that was why we actually did a workshop on recruiting reviewers. I think it was last year, but so many people did not show up. So we have very few reviewers, and the amount of articles that we are receiving is a lot. Until that reviewer have finished the first review, we cannot serve another set. Sometimes we give like 4 or 5 articles to one single reviewer. So sometimes it might take like 1, 2, 3 months before it will come back from that reviewer. And when it comes back to that reviewer, we'll do another review on it. Because sometimes the reviewer did not actually do a good job. We do another review on it. That's the third level. Then we send it to you. If you think we might accept it, let me use that word, might. If we might accept it, we'll send it to you. After your correction, if you did not attend to all the correction, we'll send it back to you. So sometimes it takes like 5-6 months to complete a single process. And sometimes it depends on the author. If the author is not doing a good job, we keep sending it back to you. So many times, in fact, the last one that I did, after the author have sent the corrections, I have to minute on it as EIC, that I've asked that all these corrections be done. If it's returning back to me without attending to all the correction, I will push it to 2027. Because we have a lot of work to do. But if you choose to do all the correction, then it will elongate the number of months the article will stay with us. So most of the time, it depends on us and also the author. If I've seen articles that spend like just 1 month because the author followed the guidelines, and we are able, luckily enough, we are able to see a reviewer that can do a quick review on it. And the author finished every correction and we're able to accept it. But if the author keep ignoring our suggestions on how to correct the article, sometimes author argue with me that what I've asked them to do, they cannot do it. Then I said, okay, then I can't publish it. At the end of the day, they change their mind, they do the corrections and bring it back. So it's both ways. It depends on the author and also on the availability of reviewers. So maybe let's say between 5 and 6 months, because we don't have enough reviewers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof, for that answer, because I've been getting a lot of, especially in the northern part of the country, I mean, a lot of nutritionists have been asking questions about NGNS.
Okay.
How do they get the article published? Some are not even aware until recently when you had that interaction with, I think, some nutrition. I've forgotten their name. There was a webinar you had with a nutrition bias organization not too long ago that you were one of the speakers. I think that was when they started noticing that, oh, the editor-in-chief is there. Okay, my next question is, how often in a year does NGNS publish? Is it monthly? Is it bi-monthly? Every 6 months? How often?
We publish twice a year, March and September.
March and September.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Finally,
it seems that somebody that has raised her hand since.
okay, thank you. Rahila be stopping me because before I colonize Prof.
We'll come back to you. Don't worry, we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you. Let's attend to Elizabeth.
Somebody that has been raising hands since, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, you can unmute.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you so much for your presentation. It's so impactful. Ma, please, my question is for a young researcher who is also in the academic institution. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, ma'am. I want to ask, how do you balance your publication for visibility and promotion, where you know that just like Dr. Queen Chisom just spoke, I'm in the same institution with her. How do you balance publishing for visibility and publishing for promotion as a young researcher?
Okay, thank you very much. As a young researcher, to balance that, I will suggest one, to get a mentor. Somebody in your field, if it's possible, in that area where you are specializing. The person will be aware of good journals, will be aware of the right methodology, right places where you can write statistical tools, for example. So let's start with a mentor. Get a mentor in your area and work closely. Submit yourself closely to mentoring. It will guide you to where to publish, visibility. And you know, the name of that person also on that article mean a lot. So when you're publishing, you have somebody that is guiding you. You're not just putting your article, like I mentioned in Batman, I just put that article in the wrong place and it was wasted at the end of the day. And I also said we reject our methodological flaws. A mentor that is experienced in that area will guide you to the right methodological tool. Please don't just write an article and be the alpha and omega. Give it to people to read. Even if they are not your mentors, senior colleagues, let them read it. Let them make their corrections. And when they're making their corrections, they can actually suggest journals for you that can publish it for good visibility. Thank you.
Okay, Prof, the last question before we round up.
Okay.
There's a question from Miss Alice. She said, please, Prof, can you provide us a list of accredited society and institutional journals appropriate for us as nutritionists?
Okay, that's a big question. For us as nutritionists, we have, like I said, nutrition is a multidisciplinary discipline. Which area do you want to publish? Or which area are you doing research on? If you are doing research on geriatrics, for example, your list will be different from my list of somebody that is in pediatrics or for somebody that is in dietetics. And I said life is very simple. Why not go online and search for those things? Journals that publish geriatrics manuscripts, journal that publish dietetics manuscript, journal that publish infant and young child feeding. It will bring you a list. And please, the first thing to check is the author's guidelines. Institution. How many institutions? Give me a list of. Life is so simple now. Like I said, AI. Go online. Institutions with nutrition journals or related nutrition journals or health journals. It will bring it out for you. Then go for the author's guidelines. Can they publish articles in my scope of work? Yes, if they can. Then you reach out to the author's guideline. Use the author's guideline to prepare your manuscript. But the very first thing to do is just prepare it plain before. And then you adapt it to the guidelines. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof.
You're welcome.
Let's in the absence of any question, we can.
I think she will say he has another question.
Dr. Hassan.
Okay, Raila, don't worry. I will keep Prof and I will not keep everybody. I know we've all been on this. I'll personally get in touch with Prof for further questions. So to round up my question for the day, Prof, I think I want to say thank you so much, Prof. We will still be calling on you, and we hope that there's something you mentioned that we've been working on, and we're looking forward to hopefully launching it at the conference. Is the NSN leadership and the mentorship platform as soon as we get the approval of the council to float it, so that young nutritionists like us can actually look at the mentors that are available, their field of research. Then you can get their contact by mails. Then we can get in touch with them and see how we can work with those mentors. I saw somebody raising up his hand. I think we'll take him as the last question. If I'm not mistaken, we will take his question as the last question, Prof. Please, you can unmute and ask.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Hassan. I think what I wanted to say was the last issue you raised, issue of mentorship, maybe to be maybe have a guide or list of mentors in nutrition under the platform of NSN, so that some of us that are just coming to join them. I think that was the comment I wanted to make. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We are all looking up to our mentors like Prof and the rest, so that at least we can tap enough from them before they retire. but not tired.
Yes, and we
Even
can
after
also
their
connect with
retirement.
her because I saw her LinkedIn page, so we can all connect with her by LinkedIn. If you just search
Yes.
her name, you see on LinkedIn it's spelled correctly. No abbreviation. Thank you very much, Ma. Have a wonderful weekend, Ma. Thank you very much, Ma.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye.
Bye.
Right.
Thank you.